Hey everybody, Allie Bloyd here, and today I'm going to show you something very important, and that is how to load a snapshot. So, a snapshot is essentially an account copy from High Level. You can create your own snapshots and then you can share with others to allow them to load, or you can load in snapshots from others that you have purchased or that you have access to. So, in order to do that, there are a couple of different things we need to know and a couple of different steps of the process. So right now I have two different windows pulled up. On the left-hand side, there is an account that I am already logged into. On the right-hand side, there is an account that either doesn't yet exist or we are simply not logged into it. So I'm going to show you the way that it works with both. So if you do not have a high-level account, this is a great opportunity to get one. There's going to be a link below this video that will be to one of my snapshots. So you can go ahead and click on that link and follow along with me. So we're going to go ahead and start with, if you do not have a High Level account, what this is going to look like. So we are on High Level's site. We don't need to be on High Level's site in order to set this up. So again, I want you to click on that link below. That link is going to open into a new tab. When you see that, you're going to see Core Appointment Snapshot, Allie Bloyd Media, or the name of whatever the snapshot is that you're loading. It's really important to look at that because you want to make sure that the snapshot you're loading is actually the snapshot that you meant to load. So now it's going to prompt me to go ahead and get started. So you are going to go ahead and go through this process. You're going to set up your 14-day free trial, and you are going to have this snapshot loaded into your account. You're then going to follow the steps that we'll cover after this to load that into the account. But just go ahead, if you do not have an account, click on the link, sign up for the free 14-day trial, and make sure that you see Core Appointment Snapshot, Allie Bloyd Media at the top of that screen so you know you're getting the right one. So that is how you would do it without an account. Let's say you do have an account, but you see this screen. That means that you're just not logged into your account, or it means that you are on a white labeled version of High Level. We're going to talk about that quickly because this is very important to note. If you are on a white labeled version of High Level, you do not have the ability to load snapshots. What you are going to have to do is either take that link and send it to the agency account owner admin and have them load that in for you, or you're going to need to request a specific snapshot link for white label accounts. If you are in any of my programs and you are on a white label version, you're going to have to reach out to support and ask for a white label snapshot link and let us know which snapshot you're looking for. That is going to give you something called a location restricted snapshot link that will allow you to send that link to the agency administrator and let them load that snapshot into your specific account. Again, if you don't have an account, you're going to see this screen. If you're on a white label account, you're going to see this screen. But if you're on a white label account, you're going to need to stop right here and either get that location restricted snapshot link or send the link that you have to your agency account administrator to have them load it in. You will also see this screen if you're simply not logged in. So let's say you have an account, you're not logged in. You are going to click on I'm already a High Level user. When you do that, it's going to require you to log in. Okay. Once you log in, you're going to go through the same process that we'll go through if you have an account that you are logged into. Again, you see that screen, you've already got an account, you click, I'm already a High Level user, go ahead and log in. And then you're going to either click on that snapshot link again to open it up, or if you have the actual URL, you can paste it into the browser. So that's going to look like this. We're pasting that into the browser. And now we are going to hit a screen that asks us if we want to import this specific snapshot. So do we want to import it? Yes, import it now. So once we click import, a lot of people think that the process is over, and that's not the case. So if you are just getting started, you are going to have to navigate to your agency account settings screen after you've set that up. Once you've done that, you'll set up your initial account. Once we've got it imported, it's going to go into this imported snapshots tab. So make sure that we see it. We've got Core Appointment Snapshot, Allie Bloyd Media. That's exactly what we wanted. And now we're going to have to go to the sub account that we would like to load this into. If you've just set up an account, you've got to make sure that you set up your sub account before you can do this. You're going to go to the sub accounts tab and you would click on create sub account if you need to create one. You're now going to see this imported snapshots option. You can click there. We're going to navigate to that snapshot that you just imported. You're going to hit select and continue, and you can actually set up your sub account using this new snapshot. However, if you already have a sub account, we are going to navigate to that account we want to use. We're going to click on this 3-dot menu on the far right and click on Manage Client. Once we do that, we're going to go ahead and hit Actions and Load Snapshot. When we hit Load Snapshot, we're going to see a screen like this, and we need to click the drop down and then navigate to that snapshot that we have imported. So for this example, it's my own snapshot, which I imported back into my account, but it's going to say imported dash the name of the snapshot. This is important. You want to make sure you're getting the right snapshot that you intended to load. Then we're going to click on Proceed. Once we hit this screen, it will allow us to either proceed and just import everything from the snapshot, or we can actually skip things that we maybe don't necessarily want or need. So you can click on the drop down for all of these, and then I'm going to be able to see the individual assets that are in this account. So keep in mind that if you skip a folder, it does not skip the assets within that folder. It only skips the folder itself. So make sure if you are intending to skip an entire folder, you skip the folder, but you also skip what is inside that folder. If you're not sure what's inside that folder, I would recommend that you just go ahead and load it in, and then you can decide after the fact if you want to delete something. So we can either select all, or we can select skip and then reselect the things that we want. Or again, we're on select all, and then we just skip an individual item. So you can do that on any of the options. It's only going to show the options that actually have assets in them from that snapshot. So just because you've got a snapshot doesn't mean that it is using every single feature from high level. It might be a snapshot with just a couple of workflows in it. If that's the case, you're only going to see that workflows tab. You might see workflows, custom values, and forms. That means that those are the only assets that were set up in that snapshot. We have a tremendous amount of different snapshots. Some of them are strategy specific, some of them are industry specific or business model specific, and some of them are functionality specific. So a lot of the functionality specific snapshots may only have a couple of really specific items in them designed to help you get that functionality. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't mean that you've done something wrong if you don't see everything. It just means that you're only going to see the options that apply to that specific snapshot. So now we're going to go ahead and hit proceed. It's going to say checking for conflicts. It says there are a few conflicts. I would say you're going to get this screen 9 times out of 10. That does not mean that you've done something wrong, and it doesn't mean that you need to do anything other than hit proceed. I'm not going to proceed because this is already a snapshot that I have. I do not need this in this account. But once you hit proceed, it's basically going to let you know that it's completed, and it's going to start loading in just a couple of seconds. So once we do that, you're then going to go over to this screen or this button that says switch to sub account at the top right once this window closes out, and that's going to switch you to that specific sub account. Go ahead and start checking the different tabs that would have assets in them from the snapshot. So again, if your snapshot only has workflows, you're not going to check for that in funnels. You're going to check for that in automations and workflows. So just because you don't see everything right away doesn't mean it didn't work. It can take several minutes for everything to load in. But within about 10 minutes, you should see everything for that snapshot in your account, and you can go ahead and start editing that. Hopefully this was really helpful, and I will see you on the next video.